This is my PBIS Tier 1 intervention. My name is Veronica McCulloch, and this intervention is to be used only with clear, consistent, and predictable consequences. And coincidentally, that is actually the name of the intervention. I chose clear, consistent, and predictable consequences because it is very important that we let our students know what is expected and when it is expected, and it needs to be very clear. The benefits of using this would be it provides clear limits to students. They know exactly what you want from them. It reduces excuses because I know that I'm not the only one who has had arguments with students because they have excuses and they have excuses that they just pull out of nowhere. And in order to make sure that there are no excuses, you make everything clear to them before you even start. It improves the ability to accept consequences. I know that that is very hard for some students to learn, that you accept consequences. That is actually something that is learned. So using this improves the ability to accept those consequences. It also allows students to think about cause and effect. Well, if I do this, then this will happen. Sometimes it kind of allows them to think about what they're going to do before they do it. When should it be used? It should always be used with consequences, rules, and behavior systems. That is when this is used. It needs to be very clear. So you're going to list out what are the consequences, what are the rules, and any behavior systems that you have in place. This is when you would use this. How should it be used? You should give clear, concise consequences. You have to give the consequence and you have to communicate what it is that you want the student to do and then walk away. Use simple language and keep a visual for the consequences. So as far as simple language goes, that just can say, well, first do this, then do that. It is very important that you simplify. You're not going to tell them and give them a 10-step thing to do. You have to be very simple in your language. Here's what it can look like. So first, I want you to do your math. Then you will have a break for YouTube. Okay, this is very simple and easy to use for students. What does it look like? Here's your visual consequences, okay? If you hit, then we call home. It is very clear. You can look at this and know exactly what is going to happen. What did you do? Here's the cause and here is the effect. So if you hit, then we call home. Okay, here's another example. Stating what you want and then walking away. I know that this can be very hard, but this is what needs to be done sometimes. The teacher will say, complete 2 math problems, and then you will walk away. You're not having an argument with the student. You are not acknowledging the student at that time. You are simply stating what it is that you want them to do and then walking away. Something else that you can do. I've used this in my classroom for a couple of years, and it is called the CHAMP system, and it is a visual cues. So they know what noise level. The C is the noise level and how they're speaking to each other. H is help, raise your hand is what I would like for them to do at that specific time. A is how the assignment. I want them to complete the math problems. Movement, I don't want any movement. P is how are you participating, and that is solving 2 math problems, and S is success. You will have success if you do all of these things. So what I would recommend you do is remind them of each expectation, go over it, before, during, and even after the activity. Sometimes you have to stop in the middle of the activity and remind everyone what the level they are supposed to be at and the expectations that they want. Now here it's written, but you can have some visuals there. So the C, which is your conversation level, right there is a 0. But what you could do is you could put like a shh or like one of the no talking signs there. That way they have an example and they don't have to read it. They can just look up and see it as visual. And that is all you need to know about the PBIS Tier 1 intervention: clear, consistent, and predictable consequences.